Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Gameroom Discourse. I am Mike,
I'm James.
And I'm Joey.
and
Uh,
today's topic will be James,
Open world games. Mostly I wanted to talk about this because of the recent trailer for Sonic Frontiers. Or,
aka Sonic 2: Breath of the Wild. Go on.
but
It looks like
mostly,
you can't tell me it doesn't look like Sonic Breath of the Wild from like the first few minutes. It
I
literally
just
looks
wanted
like he's
to.
in Hyrule.
I mean, a lot of games that are normally associated with Nintendo seem to be taking the 3D open world route.
Ruins. Yeah,
Like Mario Odyssey, Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild,
fair
Pokemon
enough.
Legends Arceus, Kirby Forgotten Lands, and now Sonic Frontier. I mean, I guess I've seen it work twice, but
It's
I
either
mean,
gonna be super good, like Sonic Frontier is either gonna be really good or really bad. There is not gonna be an
I
in
mean,
between.
it's Sonic game, so
Well,
you
that
gotta be
yeah,
wary. If it
yeah.
gets rushed like other Sonic games, it could be glitchy, it could be bad. But honestly, it could fit really well with the archetype for Sonic,
Yeah,
because
that's fair.
being
Also, real
fast,
quick
moving
before we get started,
around.
a word from our sponsor, the like button. It's free to hit. Just go ahead.
God damn it.
Comment that our opinions are trash and that you didn't want to hear this or
uh,
something. Give
I
us
am
better topics.
And click the bell repeatedly so that we know that it's safe to go in from a sea-bearing place.
so as a
God,
Metroid fan. As a Metroid fan, I can't do anything with rest in this. I know it's not an open world game; it's completely irrelevant. But I just gotta say, I am super grateful for Metroid Dread winning the best action, winning anything. Period. It was
yeah,
up there
Game
for Game
Awards
of the Award.
recently. Why didn't I say Game Awards? That would have been better. But
It
anyway,
was
next.
it won best game or best action adventure game. It's not a big title, but it won against titles like Ratchet and Clank, Resident Evil. Like it won against some pretty big names, and it was a Game of the Year nomination, and for Metroid. So as a Metroid fan, I couldn't just gloss over that fact. That is huge. I that pretty much solidifies future of Metroid, at least for the next few years, hopefully. So I'm excited. Anyway, on to the topic. First game that we obviously are going to talk about is Sonic Frontiers because holy shit, an open world Sonic game
What's out again? It
is going to be
sounds
dope.
great. It looks. I really want it to be good, and
It looks
because
so good.
this could jumpstart Sonic again. Because I
It
mean,
could jumpstart Sonic again, and I'm such
oh,
a big Sonic fan, but I'm a real Sonic
I'm
fan. Like
same.
I know a lot of their games just aren't good, especially the 3D ones. A lot of the 2D ones I think are really great,
I
but
mean,
like
unless you
the
look at
3D ones
Sonic
always
Adventure, Sonic Adventure 2,
yeah.
Sonic
But like
Heroes,
even those are a lot like very
Sonic
flawed.
Generations. Yeah, they're
But
flawed, but
Adventure
it
2 and
actually
Adventure
adds a
are
little
great
bit of
games, but they're flawed.
they have charm to them too. That's
Yeah,
the thing,
charm, and they have
which gives
nostalgia.
them the buy.
And I mean, fuck, Sonic Adventure 2 is the first game with Shadow, so of course it's going to be a big hit. But like, this looks like a game. Sonic Frontiers looks like a game. Like you said it perfectly. It could genuinely jumpstart the franchise again,
This could
and
be what 3D Sonic needs, I
it could
think.
be. It looks phenomenal. I just hope
Imagine
we don't
as
get some.
Sonic,
Yeah.
you just running through straight open fields, jumping over hills,
Oh,
through
dude.
valleys,
And that giant
freaking
robot thing at the end. What was that Shadow of the Colossus
constantly
crap? What?
constantly dodging between trees. It'd be awesome.
Oh, it looks
One of
so
the
good.
other things I do hope is that they actually add another character besides Sonic to play as, because we get that a lot.
That's a good point. I would like other playable characters. I want a
I would
new
like
character. Give us a new
Knuckles.
character.
Personally, I like
Give us.
Knuckles because he's really good at he's one of the few characters that has done well on like basically 3D landscapes in
Yeah, he
terms of
has.
like gameplay.
Everybody always likes Knuckles levels.
Because like he can fly and glide and dig under, and I feel that would go well into like the big open world aspect of it, especially since
That's
he's
a good point.
and especially in some other aspects, he's supposed to be a bounty hunter. But it's understandable
Hmm.
if he isn't in the game, and I
I
would
don't
be
know.
okay. I would be okay with just Sonic 2 as long as it does well.
As long as it does exactly. From the trailer, it looks. We don't even know. Do we have a release date?
No, I don't think
No,
so.
we don't. This is our
Um.
first look at it. This
Yeah,
is our
that's what I
first
thought.
from the Game Awards.
So like,
Uh,
I hope they don't rush it. I hope whatever the release date they first give, I hope it gets delayed because that usually means something's changing for the better, hopefully. Because I don't have a problem with game delays. I have a problem with it being scrapped, but like I want it to do well. So just don't rush it, guys. Sega, you have a
Okay,
good
we have a
concept.
window. We have a window for when it's coming out. They
Oh,
have a
we do.
website.
Oh boy.
Holiday
Tell me it's not
2022.
Yeah, holiday
That's
2020.
way
A
too
lot of stuff
early.
is
That's a
coming.
year.
To be fair, they already gave us a preview,
Yeah.
but really it just looked like a cutscene. We don't know any
Yes, that did it.
actual
I was gonna say
gameplay
that there
yet.
was no gameplay footage there.
They do have
It
some
was like
screenshots on the website in case you want to look.
I don't care about screenshots.
I
That's
mean,
a
it could be
year's worth of time. That's not enough. I hope that
we
gets
don't
delayed.
we don't know exactly what's in it yet. We don't know how much they have prepared.
Mike, the gamer that hopes that games get delayed.
You know what?
Because I
Like
mean that
nowadays,
way they do a better job.
Yeah,
Hopefully
that's
it
yeah.
fair.
gets to the
Look at
Sonic the movie treatment where it was
yes,
bad the first look we got and then it got delayed so that way it actually looks better.
yes. Like
Yeah.
And I hope
nowadays, delays aren't a curse anymore.
it's
Like
it
it
means it's
it
actually
means
gonna
your
get
game
done.
company, the people are trying to make it work. I would rather have a game like Metroid Prime 4 be as delayed as it is now and come out and be an absolute masterpiece than have it come out 3 years earlier and not even be close. Like just that's a big thing with me. Like a game just coming out for the sake of coming out is not really great. That doesn't really do anything. And
And
a lot of times it kills a franchise.
open world games do seem to have that problem with being rushed. And
Yes.
also I could say Fallout 76, No
Cyberpunk.
Man's Sky, Cyberpunk.
Like
It's a big
they
pressure to make it
fail.
open world
Yeah.
because like you have to add content in everywhere. I mean,
Can you imagine if
Skyrim has been
Cyberpunk
bugging
got
for
delayed?
years unless it like got re-released
It
every
did get
time.
delayed multiple
More.
It
times.
gets
No, I
delayed,
mean
and
more to actually fix what was wrong.
Yeah.
Like it would have been the actual success it should have been.
Yeah, it would have.
But they take your time with games. It's a very finite art. You've got to make it work, especially in nowadays when so many games have already come out and there's not a lot of creativity that can happen, which is why It Takes Two won so many things because it was different. But like you have to in the market today, there are so many things that have already been done. You have to take your time and know what you're doing.
the
Like
problem I would say like for open world games in this aspect is they are pressured to fill the world up with something rather
yes.
than it being like, open fields and like stuff that you could just explore. I think Sonic can get by that because he can literally just run through so
Yeah.
much of it. And then you
Breath
can
of the
also
Wild
take
had
it
that
slow.
problem, in my opinion. The first Breath of the Wild, I love the game. It's one of my top 10 favorite games ever made. But that doesn't mean it's flawless. Breath of
But
the
the thing
Wild
is,
was very empty
traveling with it
for a
was
lot of
really
it.
nice.
Yeah,
But it was
that's
still
true.
like nice looking. You could travel really easily.
Mm-hmm.
Like Sonic, like I said, it meshes well with Sonic so much because he can
He's fast.
fast.
I
He's
hope they
full
make him
of
fast. Like I hope they
course they're
don't
gonna
make him
make
like
him
regular
fast.
run speed. No. I mean like because I feel like they might slow him down so that you can enjoy the open world. Like I have a bad feeling that because it's Sega and they fuck it up on a regular. Just like I don't want them to make Sonic fast. Make him his normal speed. don't
This is
don't
no
slow him
run,
down.
bro. Like this game, of course, makes me uneasy because open world games are really like hard to juggle, and Sonic games themselves are hard to juggle. It's
Yeah, they're
just
two
like
things that
I
don't seem like they
want
would
this
mesh.
to work. I don't. I want this to work, but both of these things individually don't seem to work often
Exactly.
unless like you take your time with it.
Exactly.
It's understandable. It's understandable. I mean,
Yeah.
okay,
That
I'll
and
probably want
crunch
to move.
culture.
Yeah,
All right.
crunch.
That
Okay,
was. I mean, we're gonna come back to Sonic probably throughout here, but
yes.
we only have so much to go off of right now. So I think we should move
I
to
mean, I can't talk about.
James's
I mean,
favorite upcoming, I believe, in my opinion, is Kirby.
no.
Oh, is it?
It
Oh,
isn't my
or is it
favorite.
Arceus? Is it Pokemon?
It's going to be Legends Arceus,
Yeah,
yes.
that's mine. That's mine. Aside
Another
from Breath of the Wild too, but we don't have anything. We don't really know
that
anything about when that's going out. But
that one,
Arceus 2 is what I'm most excited for right now.
yeah, it looks very promising. I mean,
It does, and
it's a
I
good
like that it's
spin for
different.
Pokemon. and it isn't
Yes!
too big a spin for Pokemon.
Yes.
And
Joey,
like we're also getting
you're
lore
you're
on the
inhaling
region.
very strongly.
Me?
Oh, I thought you were like inhaling and ready to like lash. Like what?
No,
Oh,
I'm excited for Legends Arceus. I'm just
awesome.
a lot of games. I've lived through a lot of games that I wanted to play that turn out so I kind of just
Yeah.
keep my expectations low. Sorry.
That's fair. I usually do the same thing, but unfortunately, Pokemon Arceus has really brought it out of me. I'm usually kind of skeptical, and I usually try not to get super excited. But for some reason, Arceus has been something that I've been wanting. That concept of like a Pokemon game, but it's something completely different. But the base formula still kind of looks the same, but it's completely different around it. It's surrounded by something totally new, and that is something that I've been wanting from Pokemon since Gen 3. Like, I've been wanting a new Pokemon experience where you still go around catching Pokemon.
Yeah.
And so this is exactly that.
We've seen a lot of spin-offs
I mean,
that are just drastically different, but this
Yeah.
is a mix of that.
Exactly.
It's like a small tangent from it rather than
Yeah.
a new branch.
Some
Exactly.
of the
And
old
now,
with the new.
yeah,
I do
Mystery
like
Dungeon's
this.
Mystery Dungeon's my favorite Pokemon thing, but
Yeah.
that's because of how different it is. This is what I've been wanting from Pokemon, so that's how excited I am, and I can't not be excited, and I'm worried that I'm gonna get let down, but like,
I mean, I do want to talk about the mechanics that we have seen so far through trailers, and
I have to pull it up real quick because I haven't seen it in a little bit, so I'm gonna turn my Switch on and pull it up.
And the different
Wow,
forms.
I just went from 60% on my phone battery to 45.
Okay,
Wow.
then again, tell us when you're going to die. Mike, by the way, his computer completely died recently, so he's using his phone
It
to record today.
exploded. It was
So
working fine. I took it into a library. I sat down, was tabling a discussion question for college, and I was about to start my essay, and all of a sudden everything froze. All I heard was a beeping noise, and then it just was like hard drive not installed. I'm like, oh,
Huh.
let's see what you did there. So that's how we're gonna play it. But I should have a laptop hopefully by Christmas or shortly after. Hopefully, I found one that I'm going to get, and it's not too expensive. For right now, we're gonna have to play on my phone. We're gonna have to do this on my phone. So guys, bear with me. There's gonna be a little bit more breaks in between, just so that my phone doesn't explode, because that would be a big issue.
Yeah, and there might be a little bit more cutting out, but it's not that much more.
No, and to get content out for you guys, two or whatever more cuts. I hope you guys don't mind. I apologize. I cannot foresee the future of hardware being crap.
Nobody's going to be
But-
angry at you for your laptop breaking.
Yeah,
It's just,
that's
just
literally
sucks.
out of your control.
yeah, it just happened. There's nothing you could do. So we just go around it.
Exactly. And I found a way. Like, I still sound pretty fine.
Yeah.
I thank God my headphones didn't shit the bed. So, because these are very nice headphones, and they're really the only reason this is working. So,
I mean,
but all right. I just thank you for delaying that. I just finished pulling up Legends Arceus, so I can look at it real quick.
Yeah.
I could start off with it. I mean, I do like the hiding aspect to it and the running away aspect, like utilizing the open world to like show that trying to catch Pokemon in this era is very dangerous
Yeah.
because you
Yes.
actually have to like try and like you can catch Pokemon outside of like engaging in battle with them. I mean, I would also think like they would run away if like you got too close.
Or attack.
Exactly.
Like or attack. So hiding in like the actual geometry of the map behind the tall grass, behind a tree, or behind a rock, or on top of a rock, or on top of a mountain, and like throwing your Pokeball is like good use of the open world aspect.
Yes.
Rather than having to engage in in a battle every time.
And I also just say, I know this is something that Pokemon's been doing really well lately, but like this art style, really nice.
Oh yes, it goes really well. It goes really well with the game.
Really, really pretty.
It also
It also performs well on the Switch because I know because I've been playing BDSP for a while, Brilliant Diamond Shining Pearl, and it
BDS.
looks yes,
I have a
not
dirty mind.
BDSM, BDSP.
Please,
I
no.
didn't think about that. Yo, wait,
I
yeah.
mean,
So I'm excited about like having to, like, it looks like you have to sneak up on Pokemon. Like you can like huddle down and watch, and like make sure you can get. I'm assuming that maybe a better catch rate if you sneak up on them, or something. I don't know.
like a thing I like in the trailers is also like the background looks like old like Japanese oil art. You know what I mean?
Yes, like Okami.
Yes, exactly. Like it gives it that feel that you're in a like an older period.
Yeah,
Oh, and then
Which
the
is
it looks.
designs,
really nice.
the new designs of the Pokemon just bring that in.
Oh my
New
god,
designs, not having available like
riding
all the Pokemon
fish.
you'd want, riding the fish.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that. They really crunched down the deck. Like
Exactly.
it looks like the an original version of Sinnoh. Like
Yeah.
before it was what Sinnoh became in a weird way. Like these Pokemon that are now distinctly from a different area started
And now like
here at one point, or lived here at
yeah,
one point. Like it is such an interesting concept, like a
the thing
prequel
is,
to Pokemon.
yeah, the thing is though for like I remember like both the Johto and the Sinnoh regions are connected. You know, like
Yes,
um kind of like how Kanto and Johto are. Mostly that's just to like say, oh, they're both in Gen 4 because they both have a game in them. But it's also good like lore wise because it's just like,
yeah,
oh, this Pokemon freaking Cyndaquil came from the like it probably migrated from this region to the Johto region why it's native there now.
yeah. Because isn't Kanto, Hoenn, not Hoenn, Kanto, Johto, and Sinnoh all
Johto,
one big continent?
I mean, so is Hoenn,
Hoenn, I thought
but like,
Hoenn was in the
it's all
ocean.
supposed to be like it's all supposed yeah.
It's all
It's
supposed to
half
be
of it is
Japan.
and it's all supposed to be Japan. The first four regions are all Japan, but different
I
regions
didn't
of
know
Japan.
that.
Yeah, like the actual Kanto, Johto, Hoenn, and
Oh,
Sinnoh regions in Japan. We didn't leave Japan in Pokemon until Gen 5, I believe.
Yes.
that's why it's. I just had a big like light bulb. That's why in Unova, that's why it looks like you're in New York City
Because you are.
because you
Because
are.
you are. It's
Because
based off of New York
I
City.
never look. I'm an idiot. All right, we'll put that out first and foremost. But like, I always thought it was just made up countries.
No.
But it's completely not, is it? Is
It's not.
Kanto
I
like
mean,
is Kanto like the
Kanto is a
name of an actual region in Japan?
yes, yes, it is.
I
The
hate
Kanto
myself.
region is exactly. Don't worry, that's exactly what I thought. Like, like I didn't know this.
Yeah, it's something you need to get deep into now. Kind of.
You have to like actually study Japanese stuff, or it comes up by accident.
Yeah. Like you're just looking on YouTube and it's just, oh, hey, fun facts, this. I'm like, oh, I didn't know that.
Like,
Evergrande City is based off of Okinawa.
yeah,
Yes.
Kyushu is the wow. Okay, my
I
God.
mean the only one that like transfers exactly is the Kanto region, but the other ones are based off of like other regions in Japan.
Yeah, and then
That's so cool.
Gen 6 is France.
Yeah,
The IRL, yeah, Kanto, Johto, Hoenn, and Sinnoh are all based on regions in Japan. The
you,
IRL Kanto, Kansai for Johto, Kyushu for Hoenn, and Hokkaido for Sinnoh.
yeah,
Yes.
Unova is based on the United States.
Mm-hmm.
United States.
yeah.
And Alola is Hawaii. Jesus!
Yes, you
Yeah.
didn't know that also white. That one was obvious though.
Yeah,
I
but
felt like
like,
that was
I never stopped to think about it.
fair
Kalos,
enough.
France. Why is okay? Maybe that's why I didn't like it because the French are. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh,
Whoa there, whoa
I'm
there.
totally kidding.
Let's.
I'm totally kidding. I actually love France. I have been to Paris, and it is a very beautiful place.
Okay,
And the people there
I
are very
feel
nice.
now that Mike knows that the regions actually mean something.
I listen, man. Big brains, big dumb.
We got to go back into the subject of open world. even though we're talking about our world. But
Our world
Legends
is
Arceus.
It all goes back to Pokemon.
It does all.
That's because we're on the subject of Pokemon right now. It's because
yeah.
we're on the subject of Pokemon right now. I mean, we can move on from that because I think we probably talked at length already.
This first segment is gonna be upcoming open world games.
Yes.
Which is why right next, guess what?
Kerbo.
It's Kerbo.
Yep.
Kerbo.
The 3D
Forgotten Lands.
Oh,
Forgotten Lands is the right one.
I get orgasmic feelings when I think about Kirby in 3D.
The fuck is wrong with you?
Man, it's a primal urge.
I don't remember seeing Kirby in 3D before.
I have. It just was a spinoff.
When?
Okay, yeah, in a mainstay game, I don't remember Kirby being in 3D. So this is going to be a very new experience to me, and it's hard for me to imagine him outside of like a 2D environment.
Yeah.
That's true. But that's why I think it's so cool, and it looks cool. It looks a little dark.
Well, certain things about Kirby has always been slightly dark.
Slightly dark.
Yeah. If you've ever seen the Shiver Star for, that's America.
Oh
no, that's the world. That's the entire world, and it's frozen over.
Oh
yeah. Things are secretly dark in the Kirby world.
Interesting.
I mean, that's a lot of worlds for right now, but I mean,
the real world
mostly. But Kerbo's does look like he is actually exploring a real world.
Yeah, it looks like he's exploring some sort of ruin, which I think
looks like cool. Ruins of our current world.
Yes,
and I'm like, that's pretty freaking cool.
In
but
3D as well.
He was in a mall.
Yeah.
It looked so awesome. I can't wait for Kirby 3D.
Instead of it being fantastical or anything, we've only gotten stuff of oh, he's actually exploring our world.
Yeah.
Kirby's 3D release.
Probably not going to be for a while.
Spring 2022. That's not that far.
Yeah, 2022 does not seem to be that far, especially since we're on, in December.
Spring 2022.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's another one where I'm like, delay it once, maybe twice. That's a little, I don't know.
I mean, to be fair, they have gameplay footage of this one, and this was announced when?
That's true. And it is a Kirby game. It's not like a lot. It's not like a lot of,
I mean, we don't know how much
go into it.
Yeah,
that's kind of another thing where I'm just kind of hypocrite myself, cross myself. But because I just said it is a Kirby game, it doesn't have to be super deep, but it's a different take on Kirby, so it should be maybe deeper. I don't know. It's just new.
We should let them bring their ideas into fruition.
Yeah.
Yeah, but what if their ideas suck?
Then we learn from that and then move on.
But that's the thing. If this doesn't do well, what are the chances we'll ever see another 3D Kirby?
Not likely.
So I mean, maybe it doesn't perform well in it, and we don't want it anyway. It could be that.
I don't know. Maybe we only don't want it because it didn't do well.
Who knows?
That's the thing with what was it? What was the game that Well, a lot of these fit this bill, but it was it didn't do well because it wasn't done well, and then we never saw it again because the people who made it didn't do it well. Chibi Robo. Yes. Chibi Robo. Chibi Robo's most recent quote unquote game was the 2D platformer that I know I'm not an open world. I know, I'm sorry. But their original one was kind of like an open world. So that game was completely different from any Chibi Robo. It was not what anybody wanted, and it wasn't done well. And Nintendo was like, hey, if you don't buy this, it'll probably never happen again. Obviously, people didn't buy it because it wasn't good. And then it never happened again. They never made it, I want Kirby 3D to have a lot of heart in it. I want it to take time. I want to play it as soon as possible, but, I don't want that to sacrifice from quality. Which I feel like a lot of companies sacrifice when it comes to open world games. They sacrifice quality because they want it to come out fast enough. And I'm
I mean, okay. To be fair, we don't know if this is fast. We don't know if this is fast. When was the last Kirby game? Like we have no idea how long this
that's
has
true.
been in development. We don't know how long this game has been in development.
Do we? You know? I wonder if they said anything.
We had an announcement, but we have no idea when it started development.
And if some people do have an idea, we personally have no idea.
No idea. Like, we have no idea of the life cycle right now of Kirby, Forgotten Land. We have only gotten an announcement, and...
Well, hold on.
What, you're looking it up?
So, October 17th, 2021, a couple months ago, according to a well-known insider in Nintendo, Kirby's full 3D game has been in development for about 5.5 years.
Wow.
Exactly. That's what I've been saying. We have no idea how long this game has been in the works. 5.5 years sounds really good.
So you know what?
I mean,
spring. Okay, let's do it.
A couple of those years could have been like, you know, designing, playtesting, getting the concept in there.
The guy's name is Zippo. Apparently, he's a very well-known insider. I don't know. I've never heard of him. Yeah, I don't pay attention to this stuff a lot, but I never really had to.
Neither do I.
Now I kind of. I'm kind of like
a very good development.
That's a lot of time.
Just for the amount of time.
Yeah.
Like we have no idea how long this Sonic game has been in development. We have only gotten the re-release of Sonic Colors, and honestly, they could have just put that out so that way we have some Sonic content while we're waiting for this to come in.
Because I don't think Sonic Frontiers has been in development very long, because that doesn't seem like Sega's thing.
I mean, we just got news about it. We might not have someone that actually has information on it.
Well, let's find out.
Yeah, plus, I mean, from the track record, recently Nintendo has been, like, keeping everything top secret until it's ready to be made.
Yeah. Exactly.
Except for the fact that they released an actual thing. Development began after the release of Sonic Forces in 2017.
Okay, see, again, like, it's been a while. That's almost 5 years. If it comes out in 2022, that would be 5 years.
Yeah.
It is mid-development. Since this, hold on. Blah 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 blah.
Well, if it's mid-development, then it's not nearing develop, and it's not nearing the end just yet.
Well, yeah. So, and that does kind of
They have a full year at this point to finalize everything, basically.
No. Sonic Adventure laid the foundation for 20 years of Sonic titles after its release. So in the same way, I really hope that this new title releasing in 2022 lays the foundation. Sonic Adventure didn't do a very good job. Those two games were great, but most of the ones afterwards, you know.
I mean, Sonic Adventure, Sonic Adventure 2...
Yeah, but what games came after that were really good? Out of the 3D games that came out of that, there were not many.
But I feel like that's unfair.
One!
And Sonic Unleashed,
Sonic Colors.
Unleashed sucked! I don't understand how many people like that game.
The daytime is really, really good.
Really good. The daytime is really, really good.
I disagree, but that's fine. We're not here to talk about that, because it's not an open game, so I don't have to delve into why I think that game was absolute pure garbage.
But anyway, Kirbo does look promising.
Yes.
I mean,
it does.
We have no idea about anything. Like, the development cycle looks good. It's not like I probably want to get into like other games with bad development cycles and good ones. Because, like, I can make the argument, like, the development cycle doesn't matter that much, because Fallout New Vegas, out of all the Fallout games, had the worst, like, the least amount of time. And it did, of course, is the best out of the entire series. It had less than a year, I believe.
I don't like Fallout.
That's fine.
Well, that's fair. Have you played Fallout New Vegas?
I don't play the Fallout games anymore. I'm not
well, there you go.
I mean, I'm saying, have you played Fallout New Vegas, though?
I don't think so.
Then fair enough. You have a fair opinion, and I agree with you. Fallout New Vegas is literally the only one that I feel like, this is the one that's worth playing. This is the one worth playing. I know there's also Fallout 3 and Fallout 4, but like if you don't like,
I played 3 and 4, or not 3 and 4. I played 3.
3 is a good one, but it isn't Fallout New Vegas. That's my thing. That's my take for it.
Okay.
Yeah, plus, I mean, if you take different things from it, like, some people like the story about it, the ending isn't really the best.
Fallout New Vegas, I like the multiple endings.
Mul-
It has the best DLC. It has the
Is New
best
Vegas an open
modding
world game?
community. Yes, it is.
Oh, okay. That's
Yes,
why
it
we're
is an open
talking
world.
about it.
Yes,
Got it.
the Fallout series in general is an open world series of games, and Fallout New Vegas is the best out of them, in my opinion. It's And I mean, of course, there's also the controversy of like, there's Fallout 76 of like, this is bad, but like it was implemented poorly.
Yes.
Like there was basically no story for Fallout 76, and the world was dead as a freaking doornail. Like you
Yeah.
literally only came across undead rather than
I've been saying that
people.
wrong phrase so much that
It's dead as a doornail.
dead as a nail or dead as a doorknob. It's one of the two. I've been mixing it that it actually became a phrase that we say.
Really?
Yes.
That's
I
great.
say dead as a doornail.
Dead as a doornail. That's what I say because I'm a fucking idiot.
God.
James, you're not an
Okay.
idiot. I rubbed off on you.
Anyway, and then the game itself basically became dead until like it got repairs and whatnot. And
Oh.
you know, that's what like a lot of open world games have to go through. Of like sometimes it has a shit development, and then like it gets repaired along later on. That's normally for like online open world games,
Fair.
like when you're able to interact with other people and explore the world with other people, so that way you have more complaints from multiple people. Like, I can't even interact with other people in this. This is bullshit.
Oh
What
yeah, and
is
then
this?
Yeah.
the best part about it, the patented or like what Fallout's known for, the VAT system, where you freeze time. You can't really do that in an online game.
Yeah, you can't. You can't do the VAT system to properly aim your shots. It's just like, no, doesn't work exactly. Because we
Yeah.
can't do that. We have to have the dedicated server running the entire time. We're not going to have you do that against another player. And fair.
Yeah.
Because otherwise the other person would be like, oh, that's, and now I'm going to leave here for like 5 hours and keep you stuck there, you idiot.
Is Yakuza a open world series?
I mean, it's
Mm,
pretty open world. You have a city to explore that you
but
can.
yeah, but it's a linear story.
It's a linear story, but you
Do you
can
have to
touch
follow it?
everything.
Yeah. Do you have to follow it? Like, can you do whatever you want for most part of the game?
Yeah, you don't have. You
Yes,
can leave the story whenever you want,
So
basically, and
that's
do
open
whatever.
world. All right.
and then
So
go back to it whenever you want.
so
Exactly.
I have to let my phone cool down. It'll probably take about 20 minutes. I don't know. So I want you guys to do a section without
What?
me.
Yeah, go for it.
So because I don't know anything about Yakuza or certain other games that you guys would probably know. But like, so yeah,
Do you want to? We want to break here, come back without you, and then like.
yeah, that works.
Yeah. Okay then.
Okay, so we're taking a break here.
Yeah, take a
Yes.
break here.
Okay, we'll see you guys after this break.
Bye.
Okay, we're back. Mike had to leave, as we probably stated earlier. Had to make sure his phone didn't explode. And we were talking about Yakuza and its open world. Mostly, like the thing that makes it open world is that you can just leave the story at any time, and you can touch other stuff in it. Like the mini games or the rhythm games in there, or
Yes,
the poker games,
there are.
or the
You can play classic Sega games in it. It's crazy. There's just so much you can do.
you can explore the underground fighting ring. You can go learn how to play poker or play freaking what else is there? There's a lot in there. I can't list all of them at once.
You
You can
can
go
be a
fishing, of
business
course.
realtor.
You can be a business realtor. You can go fishing. You can run a cabaret net club. I think that's how you pronounce it.
Yeah. Cabernet,
Uh,
Cabernet, whatever.
anyway, there's a bunch of other stuff you can touch and like go explore around the city. Hitting like sub stories instead of actually exploring the actual story. And it's
Yeah.
pretty freaking open, especially like when you get to the end and you've unlocked all like the maps or the areas you can explore and like go around still.
Yeah, I'd say you don't even need to do the main story, and you could probably still be satisfied with the game at the end of
Oh
it.
yeah, definitely. Like you can never touch the story. Like the story will help you unlock other stuff because some stuff has to become available afterwards. As that happens for most games. But like after a certain chapter, basically everything's open to you, and you can go and do anything. You can go karting in one game. Remember, you can go on a freaking boat. Can do all. You can sing Baka Meitai 90 times,
Until you get the perfect 100 score, which I actually got my
or
first
even
try.
or even after you do it, or even after you get your perfect score because it's a good song.
It's a very good
And also,
song, and it's very replayable.
yes, there's a
Yes.
lot of
As there's someone
songs.
online who I know that will listen to that song like over 50 times.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
I mean, there's also like in other ones, like I remember in Like a Dragon, you could also like actually just sit in a lobby and listen to the songs themselves. There's of course also like challenge battles, stuff you didn't have to touch before. You can get new weapons. There's basically stuff you can touch that you don't even have to like play the main story for.
And if you're a completionist, which I know
Oh
some
no.
of us out here are, there are certain really powerful weapons that you can unlock.
Yeah.
Like there's like a whole black
We
market where you can get really powerful weapons. I've seen one where it's like a lightsaber and it's just like what the fuck?
there is. Um I I recently have been 100%ing Yakuza 0 and I've gotten a lot of weapons that are very freaking OP. And also, dear God, there's so much stuff you have to do just to get those weapons, and there's luck based in it too. So like, there's stuff you couldn't even touch. Like, I, you can still get the achievements and all that, and still have weapons that you can unlock. You can 100% it and still have it. Like, I mean, you can 100% the achievements and still have weapons and enemies you can fight
Yeah, and
outside of that.
that's a lot of content.
That's what open world games like to do. Like they like to make it somehow endless for you. I know Skyrim likes to have like, or Skyrim Fallout, basically the Bethesda games. They have it where they you can revisit like a mission will come up and revitalize an area and change it up a little bit, or have you explore areas you didn't before, and they'll reuse areas. Basically, like, oh, I've been here before, but now there's new enemies and a new story for it.
Yeah, things are
So
different.
it makes the world feel more alive, I would say. Like
Yeah,
they
where
actually have NPCs
things
moving
change
through
as
the
you
world,
walk around, you do things, and it.
affects the world, and
Yeah,
God, I really do like it when you do affect the world for a game too. Like it's not just static. Like nothing has changed, like in Pokemon at all. If I run through and become the champion, because some people will be just like, I don't know who this kid is. Let me challenge him with my level 5 Caterpie.
there is something
But
small in the most recent game, but it's basically just
yeah,
like, oh hey, if you did everything, uh, the Nurse Joys will just tell you like, "Oh, hey, you're the champion, right? Okay, I'm gonna heal your Pokemon," and never really speak of it again.
like no one acknowledges that you're the freaking like hardly acknowledges that you're the champion. It's like,
Yeah,
guess he's
and when they
it's
do,
like
it's like a
kid.
one-off thing.
Yeah. Shoo. Excuse
Bless
me.
you.
But people will know like you're the freaking Dragonborn or the courier, and like you'll get like announcements on your radio of like, oh, this happened in the world, and this is what the people are doing about it in like Fallout New Vegas, or even in like the Fallout 4. Like you can actually change the world and change how people are affected, and it also does that for Skyrim, kind of, but information travels a little bit slower there because medieval and stuff like that.
Yes.
But people will be wary of you. Like you can get bounties. People understand that like factions are affected, and they'll attack you on sight, or they'll become good friends with you and give you items. I think that's a really good aspect of open world games. Of like, it's also something tough to do. Is like to make the world actually feel alive.
Yeah. Where like
Like,
there's a limit to how many things you can program that a player can see within the game.
yeah,
Yeah.
but like, I mean, eventually, like you'll still discover something new, though. Like that's the thing with open world games too. Like, you could explore most of the map, but that's only most of the map. You could have missed this one crevice or this just super secret new mission that you never touched before.
Yeah,
Which is,
unless if
I
you look
think,
up a guide online because you want to complete it.
look up a guide and find all of them. It's just, but even so though, like some people, like some stuff doesn't even get discovered for some games, like until like later on, like much later on after release, and then like you can go back and see it, like
Yeah.
secrets of like, oh, this is lore stuff, or oh, this place looks cool, or oh, I can interact with this.
Or there are some open world games that continuously get updated so that even if you do see everything, guess what? Next week you're gonna have more.
Or the world. I also do like some games that change as like the game is progressing, which
Yeah. I actually saw a video about like I know MMORPGs, none of us really play them that much, but I saw a video about like the first iteration of what was it? It was Final Fantasy 14, which we have a
yeah,
friend who plays it almost
we have a couple
religiously.
of friends. We have a couple of friends that play it, but they
Yes.
do play it religiously.
Yes.
Excuse me.
Yeah. So apparently in the first version of the game where everything was just like nobody played it because it was pretty bad. Apparently what they did with that world is throughout the game things changed, like there would be some events where enemies randomly spawn in safe areas, or
Ooh,
the moon keeps on getting closer and closer day by day until it hits this one gigantic event where everything goes down to shit and everything gets exploded and reset.
my God.
Yes. The only thing is with those types of games, if you don't get to experience it the time that it happens, that's kind of it.
Yeah, I mean that's the thing with online games. So like, I mean, with online open world games, like there's stuff that you can actually like miss. There's events that you can miss. They're like one time only things.
Yeah.
Oh, I was gonna say Club Penguin.
Club Penguin, the one time game that you missed, can't do it anymore. It doesn't exist.
No, there was like the Project Blackout party
Ooh, that one's
where like
very old.
it's a very old one, and I didn't get a chance to experience it. But I
Mm.
mean, like it is something that happened, and like you were able to get a bunch of people. Would we consider Club Penguin an open world game? Hold on, before I
Oh,
continue.
that's a good question. I don't think so. Just because the scale of the game isn't really that vast. Like it's pretty big. It's just most people already know all the different spaces that you can go to.
Okay, yeah, fair
And they
enough.
didn't really add much. The most they added was like this weird little ninja dojo where you can play like a card game and little other
It is
things here and there, but not much.
it is considered an MMO though. It
Yes.
is considered an MMO and understandable. It is
Massively
massively
multiplayer
multiplayer
online doesn't mean the world's
online.
massive, so it's not open
Yeah,
world.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Nowadays, if you want to be an MMORPG or just an MMO to be successful, you need a gigantic world where everybody can explore everything.
Ah, like Genshin. We
Uh,
can talk about Genshin, can't we?
yes, I just don't know too much about it.
I mean, I only know the gotcha elements of it, and also that I mean, you're able to explore and interact with enemies. It is an open world game. I don't know why I brought this up, but it does also have multiple characters, different classes, and like able to explore like that. But how do you feel about it? Guess should be the thing I'm asking as an outsider perspective.
Also as an outsider, but who's played it very little, it's okay.
Fair
People
enough.
who get really into it enjoy it a lot. People who don't hate it because it's everywhere, and I'm just kind of like, I played it. It's got good things to offer, but it's not my type of thing, and other people can enjoy it their way. I don't really, at least without friends, because most of the online games that I care about are with friends. Despite the fact that you can play Genshin alone, it's just not meant to be played that way.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
I think I was kind of getting into like what should we classify as an open world game? I mean, we know it when we see it, but where do we like draw the line of like what makes it not open world and what makes it like linear, I guess?
Well, the thing is, a world can be open and the story can still be linear. I'd say something with open world is it's either the story isn't connected to the worlds or it is in small little chunks spread around, but most of what you're going to be doing is exploring.
Okay then.
Yes.
I
And
would actually
whether or
support that.
not there are actually things to explore and find is whether or not it's a good game. But yeah, just if you can explore it and there are things to explore, I'd say it's an open world game.
So it has the adventure aspect of it, I would guess.
Yes.
To summarize, like I can go out and explore it, like the actual world, rather than being like, okay, this campaign is going on mission to mission to mission to mission, something like that.
Yeah.
But rather, I'm allowed to explore and experience the world rather than having to play the story.
Yes. And there can be a mission mode in the game where it is completely railroading you into it, but it can still be considered an open world game as long as it doesn't stop you from exploring the world and everything that has to do.
I thought we were going to get more in depth with that. When Mike comes back, we can get his opinion. We can probably pause for right here for now and take a small break.
Yeah. Um, what we did before was just take a small break to condense our ideas to come back, but now we're gonna actually take a break.
Yes, this will be an actual break,
Yes,
and
as we
Mike will
wait
probably
for
be recording
Mike
this.
to return.
Okay.
So we will see you in a little bit, like literally seconds for you, but minutes for us.
Hey, we're back.
And this is your daily reminder that Microsoft sucks and you should never support them.
Wouldn't say never.
Okay, I would say
No,
never.
never. If
I
it
would
wasn't for
also
Halo,
say,
they
like,
wouldn't exist.
Damn, I guess we shouldn't support their accessibility things. Guess people
yeah,
with disabilities can't play games anymore.
play
Damn.
games anymore. We shouldn't
Listen,
support Microsoft and what they do for other
Nintendo
communities
did
and
pretty
running
good
stuff.
with that.
Not as good as
With the Joy,
Microsoft.
I mean, the
Anyway.
Joy-Cons are like really frail, but like they're really good for like stuff like that.
Also, they didn't add any actual controller programming until like this year.
Yeah.
Okay, listen. Anyway, it was more of a meme. I hate Microsoft, but like they do some things that are okay. But their franchises are all bull. If it wasn't for Halo, nobody would care.
I don't know about that. But anyway, back to open world gaming. We were talking about earlier about what makes an open world game. An open world game. Like what would you define an open world game as, and what makes an open world game?
Open world game is something that you can at any point in time drop kick a tree. Like, and not I don't mean like that literally. I mean like at any point in time in the game, for me to say like you could drop kick a tree, at any point in time in the game you could do whatever you want, regardless if it means anything to the story, and then come right back into the story when you're ready. Like you can explore the entire area when you want to. You might get killed because you're not supposed to be there, but you can explore everywhere when you want to at any point in the game. For the most part. Like sometimes you might need, to swim or whatever, and you need to learn a skill or whatever. But like those are little things. I'm talking about like you can if you can see it and it's not a world border, you can go to it. at any point in time. I believe that's an open exploration game, and then you can just come right back.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good.
That's what I think of it anyway.
Okay, so what are you guys like favorite aspects of open world games? Like personally, I do like I don't really like too much of it being fast. I do like it more being like alive, a more alive thing. Like it feels like an actual for open
That's
world
fair.
game.
My favorite would probably have to be the content amounts. Like you always feel like there's something else you can do, even if you've beaten everything. There's still like there's always something you can do. There's just an endless amount of replayability in a lot of open world games.
Fair enough. Like I have personally explored Fear Set and Skyrim. I was saying before, like you can go find something new, or I can go back to a game that I'll have like, oh, I have my level 89 character, but then I find something that completely destroys me, and like, oh, okay.
I loved that feeling. I mean, I hate it, but I love it.
There's always like a challenge to it.
Exactly. Joey, what about you?
Yes, the level 200 territorial rot bart. It's my favorite.
Context, please.
Xenoblade, where every single enemy around you can either be, oh, this one's good for fighting, or this one's kind of a little hard too. Oh shit, this is an endgame boss.
Yeah, pretty much.
I do. What would you? I do like that cross something that you're really not supposed to. Like,
yeah, like I like difficulty or like borders or quote unquote like things you're not supposed to do that doesn't force you to. It just kind of says like, yeah, you can come here, but like there's a lot of really strong things. You can try to fight them, but it's gonna be real difficult and hard because you're not supposed to be here. But like it doesn't prevent you from dying of your own free will. Like you can go and see for yourself.
That
The
is
freedom.
That is also kind of along the lines of like me saying, "Oh, this feels like a real world," because in the real world there are people that are just straight up better than you, and you won't be prepared for.
Yeah, the real world sucks, and open world games are very close to it. I'm just kidding.
They're just like, where it's just like, "Oh, I shouldn't be in this area."
That's why I love
this world. Yeah,
why I love
yeah.
why I love open world RPGs because like, yeah, it's kind of like the real world in the sense that like, you know, there are things that just suck and you just can't do them. But at the same time, you can make your person the person who's super overpowered and super, you know, etc. So I think that's really cool. My least favorite thing about open world RPGs is getting lost.
Yeah, getting lost. Like there's so much
lost.
stuff, and like the map doesn't make sense. Why am I here?
Like, I think it's a small price to pay because if you're willingly going off of the path that you're supposed to kind of go down and you get lost, I feel like it's your own fault. So it's like, you know, whatever. I don't think it's a problem with the game. I think it's just a problem with our own stupidity and curiosity.
To be fair, my thing is like along the same lines of that. Traveling without fast travel, and
Yeah, that's annoying.
like that's like I get your world is big, bruh, but come on, I need to get across here a little bit faster.
Mhm.
Like I get I need to get to the place first, but there should be an option of like, oh, I don't want to have to walk there. Maybe I could be able to drive or something, fly, freaking I
Or
don't
maybe
know.
even like certain games you have to play a little bit to unlock it. So I'm like, that's fine.
Yeah, like but for I'll go back to Skyrim. Skyrim has a cart system that allows you to fast travel to any of the major cities.
Right.
Like regardless if you visited them or not. This can be your first time going there and it allows you to just go there instantly.
That's
Well,
true.
I thought that was a nice feature. Personally, other games don't do it, but I mean it works, but it's only for the major cities. But I feel like those really should be the only ones you should be able to touch, like without having to, walk all the way over there.
Isn't it weird
That's
how
true.
video games have better travel systems than the real world?
we don't talk about the bad transit. Uh, we don't talk about that.
Yes, because people who don't have cars or don't have licenses.
I know. We don't talk about the bad transit system.
The thing is, it used to be good, but then car company was just like, okay, that's off topic. Sorry. I feel very strongly about that.
That's
Why
fair.
you don't like cabs or buses or trains?
Not in 2021.
No.
Yeah, fair enough. Fair enough. Fair enough. I was gonna say
No.
outside of the pandemic.
I
Outside of
mean,
that pandemic.
I like them in
Definitely.
different countries because it doesn't feel like something's going to kill you or you're doing something wrong.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Fair enough.
Our own fast travel system needs some work. Anyway.
Yes.
Anyway.
Anyway, parts of the games that I don't like for open worlds. How about that?
Yes, I was gonna say what game like showed you what you didn't like about it? What you didn't like about an open world game?
Um,
Or yeah. I said it really
honestly,
awkwardly.
yeah, honestly, it has to be. Like, this is probably counterintuitive, but eventually it gets to the point where why the hell is this like a thing that you can do in the game, whereas like I just don't want to. And as a completionist, it makes me so angry that I don't find a specific part of the game fun when I find the rest of the game fun, and then it just drives me insane because I can't complete it because I don't want to play it.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Fair enough.
I
I don't.
mean, I mostly hate like. Do you have more to say about that, or I don't
Uh,
want to cut you off there.
I mean, it's mostly just there's a limit to how many things you can put in an open world before it feels like what I'd call it bloated.
Fair enough.
Like
I mean,
if to complete the game you have to look up a guide and there's no in-game equivalent of a guide, then you've put too much in. And I'm not saying a
Mhm.
guide should always be there. I'm saying like there should be
it
an
should be
optional guide that shows you everything.
Hmm.
Optional, optional, optional.
Hmm.
okay.
I know you don't agree, but
I'm just trying. I'm just trying to wait for my turn.
Yeah, I was gonna talk about like how some stuff is like required of you. I mean, like I was saying before, walking through there, like you have to walk to get to a new place. You have to walk most of the time. You have to like do some tedious stuff in order to get that special thing you wanted. You have to go through a story that you didn't want to do. Like you can't just go into that area and be like, okay, I want this item and get out of my way. No, you have to do some quests like that.
or it's the
I
same
mean, so,
thing over and over.
yeah. I mean, some games do let you do that. Some do let you go like, "Oh, I'm gonna barge right in and just take this item that's right here and not bother with any of the characters or the freaking quest line or anything that has to do with it. I just want this cool thing that allows me to blow up 3 people at the same time."
Yeah. So, Mike, how do you feel about my opinions?
How do
Okay.
you, what were you holding in?
So, Joey.
Yes.
um. So you're wrong, and here's why. Um.
It's
No,
not
I'm kidding.
wrong, it's an opinion.
Yeah, I know. So I don't think there's such thing as an open world game being bloated because an open world game needs to first off it needs to fill the open world with content, or else the open world feels redundant. It feels like you're just exploring for the sake of exploring, and there's nothing actually to do. I feel
Now
like
hold on. Now hold on.
I let you both go. You give
Just
me
want to
my time.
interject here. I just want to
No.
interject here
Okay,
really
what?
quick. I feel like when I was thinking about bloated, I was thinking of like, oh, I just walked out of the door and then I get belted with like a bunch of quests and
Okay,
like
I wasn't talking to you. I'm just kidding.
No, that's what I imagined when you said bloated, because I remember like one time I left an area, the first time in an open world game, and then all of a sudden I get pelted with all this other stuff, and I'm like, you've given me too
Yeah, that's
much
not
now.
that's not that's not bloated. That's just bad game design.
I would feel like it's bad game design because it's bloated.
No,
But yeah,
I feel
continue,
like
continue.
now this is what I perceived you mean by bloated. I believe you mean that there's just too much to do and not, you end up just not doing any of it because whatever, because that's that fallacy of psychology of like if you have too many options, too many stimuli, you don't end up doing any of them or you just do the same one. Now, I get that. I do, especially from someone with ADHD. I get that, really. But for some reason with video games, none of my disorders really apply for some reason. I just become a different person. That's why I love RPGs, because I don't have to be such a mentally medicated, fucked up person. Like I can just be something else. But like that's off topic. Open worlds, they have to have like Breath of the Wild won Game of the Year, and it's a legendary game, and it's only been out for a few years. Like, and the only real flaw is it's empty. There's so much to do in that game, but with how big they made it, there's not enough.
What about the Korok seeds?
There's still not enough. There's not
I
enough
mean,
reward from the Korok seeds, in my opinion.
I feel like with gliding though and corruption can easily like getting through it isn't that hard. It doesn't feel
No,
like
that's
it's
not. I didn't say that.
and I'm saying like it makes the world, like the big world, feel smaller, I would say. Breath of the Wild.
That as well, but I'm still saying they needed to put more. I believe that bloated is not a term that should be applied to an open world game. Now, where you put things is very important. You shouldn't have, like, for your point, James, you shouldn't come out of a dungeon or come out of a cave and be attacked or be, like, given all this insane amount of things to do
New
right in
stuff
front
to
of
do.
you. You should come out of the cave or the dungeon or whatever and move around a bit, be able to do some things, and then it should be like a time thing. It should come out at a time. You shouldn't have that's why I like a lot of timed events. I don't mean quick time events. Those are garbage and they don't belong anywhere. But
Whoa! I don't know
I'm
about
kidding.
that, but let's
They
continue.
they do mess up a lot of games. They do mess up a lot of games.
I like to.
They do have a place. They do have a place. I will openly admit that they do have a place. But
I
in a
also
lot
like
of the
to-
games that I personally play, I don't believe that they should be there. Because a lot of the games that I play don't fit quick time events. But that's a different story.
What, you don't like your quick time events in Dragon Ball Z Ultimate Tenkaichi?
No, but I haven't played the game in a very long time, so I really don't remember. Is that the one where it's like you have to like really ram on your analog stick to like beat your super and stuff like that?
Yeah.
I didn't think those were a problem, but that's also not the game.
Wait,
the game that
that's not it. That's Budokai Tenkaichi 3. I'm talking about the rock, paper, scissors game where you also
Okay.
had to like press
Never
for the
mind.
story. You had to do actual quick time events, like press the buttons in time.
Quick time events are okay as long as they're not super fast. But anyway,
I also like them in Naruto, and they're good.
these aren't open world games, and you're making me get off topic, James.
Well, first of all, you brought the topic up first. Second of all,
I did not. You brought up quick time
you
events.
say no, I did. I genuinely didn't. That was you.
Oh wait, no, I said you're right. I
Exactly.
said I like timed events, but not quick time events. What I meant when I was trying to explain time events, and then I got off topic. What I mean by time events is like you start off in your world, and then as you progress, certain things happen, and then like more things become like for a random example in a game, say you just beat this big boss, and now there was this open area that like didn't have much in it, but you beat this boss and he exploded a big boulder, and now there's a bunch of rocks and debris and new monsters in that area that was once empty. So like things where the game builds upon itself and it like forms its own content out of things that are already events. So like that stuff is really good. It should be timed. It should be it should be paced. You shouldn't throw a person into a game and have everything accessible at the end game in the beginning of the game. You should be able to explore anywhere, but like certain things should be locked behind certain progression because otherwise there's no point in playing the game past an hour. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that was.
So
We weren't
so
saying.
so now I'm assuming that I took what you guys meant as bloated. I'm assuming I took it in a different way. So I will let
Yes.
you guys I will let you guys explain once I finish this thought. But so that's what I believe would be bloated is if there's too much things happening at once and it's not paced properly. That's probably what I would consider bloated. But I would attribute that more to bad game design than to a bloated open world game because I don't believe that an open world game should ever be thought of as there's too much content. Because I believe open world games oftentimes suffer from there's not enough.
I
So
would say
Joey,
this.
I'll give you the floor, Joey, because James and I do a lot of the talking. I'll give you the floor first. Clarify what you meant by bloated, and if I took it in a different light.
Okay, so I was coming at it from a way of a completionist where if you want to do everything, and I mean absolutely everything in the game, sometimes there's just a lot.
You have to dedicate all your time just to that freaking game.
Yes, if you want 100% completed, let alone if there are achievements for random things like pick up this platypus at the side of the road at 3 a.m. while you're fucking whatever.
While you're exactly
Fair.
like this state.
While you're
So
dressed like a piñata.
So I just think that personally bloated was the wrong word then in that regard.
It probably was. It was the first word that came to mind, which was probably wrong.
So
That's usually what happens.
That's fine. I agree with that statement. That I'm not a completionist personally. There are a couple of games.
Then overwhelming would probably be the best word to describe it. Then.
Yes.
Yeah, overwhelming is something that I would describe open world games on a few occasions.
Yes.
And it can be very overwhelming.
And then in some open world games, they decide, oh, hey, you can do this quest, but only in this timeline or only in this save. So if it's very far ahead, you better wish that you have the patience to go all the way back to that point to then do that separate quest and do everything in the game.
Sounds to me like you shouldn't play open world.
You see, I like open world games when
it punishes other play styles.
It does.
It does. That is true. That is completely valid. I'm not a completionist, which is what I started to say. There are a couple of games that I've completed just because I love them so much, but I don't find joy in stressing myself out and trying to make sure I perfect everything. Now, that's not a dig at anybody who is. That's cool. I respect completionists because I think it's a really hard thing to do. And, it takes a lot of dedication, which I just don't have the time for, or the patience, really. So I don't do it. I get as much as I can on my one through. Like I won't go out of my way to just miss things. Like if I see it there, I'll try to get it. But like I'm not gonna force myself to ignore the rest of the game to get this one specific shot in a tree that's 30 miles away, and I have to hit it from this angle. Like I'm not gonna.
I mean, for completionists, it's not like really ignoring it. It's like going out of your way to do something else.
No, what I mean, like what I was saying, what I was comparing that to was if I try to get as much as I can on my playthrough, but like so I'm not gonna just if I see something as a challenge, I'm not just gonna ignore it. But like I'm not a completionist. I'm not gonna if that thing that I think is a challenge and I go to try it. If I'm like 30 tries in and I haven't made any progress, I'm most likely going to continue the adventure before I decide I dislike this game now. So, but it's different play styles. I've never been a completionist. I've never had that desire to, because I don't know, maybe it's the ADHD. A game doesn't usually pull me that deep, that much for that long. But I don't know. My biggest problem with Dragon Quest games. I know I'm the self-proclaimed RPG god. I love RPGs, and I think that every RPG made, to some extent, is incredible. And Dragon Quest is definitely not, definitely one of them. But a lot of times the harsh grind of Dragon Quest games pulls me out. And then, I get into it and I get pretty far and I'm like, I love this story. But then there's a part where it's just like I have to grind so much and it just pulls me out. And I'm like, nah, I'll just look up the story. I'll just watch a video. Like, because I can't. I don't know. But back on topic to open world. Yeah. So I went off a bit of a tangent, but one, don't die. It provides more content, so who the fuck cares? But whatever. I want to talk about would you guys consider F-Zero GX an open world game?
I haven't played it, so I don't know.
It's not an open world game at all. It's not. But it's like I don't know. It's weird. You go through a story, but you can do it when you want. And it's a racing game, but there's like menus and whatnot. It's not an open world game. You don't go around. But it was more of a joke. But
I'd say it's more of a non-linear game than.
Yeah, no, it was just a joke. But I Doom Eternal's one of my favorite games right now, and has been for a while. That's a pretty open world game.
Yeah.
You can explore it's leveled, yes, but like you can explore each level how you want to, for the most part. There's objectives and whatnot, but you can do what you want, and then go back to the objective.
Sorry, I got a call for some reason at like 9:30.
People are gonna be mad at me for saying that because they'll be like, "No, you have to follow this projection. There are certain things you just can't do." And I'm like, "Yeah, I know that. It's not a perfect open world game, and it is a linear game. You do follow a projection, but like, you're in your hub and you can explore these areas at your leisure. But eventually, if you want to progress, you do need to go through this, which is the same with any game. If you do want to progress the game, you have to go to the objective."
Guys, would we consider the original Legend of Zelda open world game?
Yes.
Yeah, to an extent.
Yeah. You can go wherever you want. You just kind of shouldn't.
Kind of shouldn't, yeah.
But why do you think there's so many speedruns of that game? Because you could beat it in like an hour because you can just go everywhere.
Same with Breath of the Wild.
Yes. Exactly.
Like that, I was just thinking about it. Like, yeah, the original Legend of Zelda is kind of
Adventures of Link. That's a big open world game.
Adventures of Lincoln.
Adventures of Lincoln. That would be a funny name for a game.
He's a president.
He's a president.
But yeah, how do you
Abraham Lincoln?
How do you feel about the presidential climate?
No, how do you feel about? No, definitely not.
Let's not. Don't bring up that subject ever again.
Yeah, honestly, it's me. It's a joke because it comes from me, and you guys know how much I hate politics.
Yeah. I was just gonna say, how do you feel about Korok seeds? Like something like those little tidbits that it's optional to get them all, but
it's not. It's not. It's not optional. You need some of the Korok seeds because you have such a small inventory. I say after getting like 5 or 6 plus main slots for each thing and maybe 3 bow slots and 3 shield slots, after getting that, it becomes kind of optional. But like you need inventory. And the Korok seeds provide a very interesting content dynamic. It's annoying sometimes, but hey, I mean it works.
It works, but then you realize there are 900 in the game.
Yeah, I know. I've not gotten them all, and I don't think I've even gotten a third of them. And I don't think I plan on it either.
I've gotten all of them twice.
Why? Completionist, right.
Yes.
But what do you gain from that? I'm curious. Like, is it just satisfaction, pride?
It's more of, there's things to still do in this game that I love. I might as well do it to experience everything.
Personally, I get satisfaction out of like completing a lot of stuff.
I mean, I do too. It's just mostly, hey, I like this game and I want to see it all the way to the end, and I'm going to get a feeling of satisfaction when I do everything that the game has to offer.
Okay, that's fair.
And yes, like you've said, eventually it does get too much. The only thing is, if I enjoy the game or I enjoyed the game already, then I'm going to put in the time to make sure I experience everything. Which I know sounds very weird. It's just, I just want to. There's no logical reasoning behind it. It's
That's
just,
fair.
I want.
I want to do it. Why do you breathe? Why do you drink water? Why do you complete the game? Same reason.
Yes, why do you sleep? And don't give me a scientific reason. Tell me why you in particular sleep.
Oh, it feels nice to freaking sleep, my dude. To recharge afterwards sometimes. Just turning off your brain completely. For a solid 6 hours at least. Really nice.
Interesting.
Okay. Yeah, because there's just something innate about games that I want to experience everything the game has to offer. Even if the rest of the game isn't as good as the beginning, I will still experience it if I already enjoyed it up to that point.
Mm-hmm.
Just to see everything filled out, to see everything collected, to see everything lined up. I even went out of my way to farm for the falling stars for the amiibo like armor to upgrade them all the way.
Damn.
Because I wanted to see all of my effort be put into a list and that list be checked twice.
Okay, then.
And boy, was it nice.
God damn it.
Christmas time. Gotta make some. You gotta make some reference. But aside from that, it's just. It's hard to describe why.
Very satisfying. It's really nice, and it's just like, oh, I've literally experienced everything in this game. And that's really, it's a nice feeling.
It also gives me justification for whenever I want to, like, describe something to someone or review something. It's like, oh, I've experienced everything, so here's my opinion, and I already know everything from my perspective, so yeah, I can
I've
give a good...
experienced as much as the game can offer.
Yes. And then for some games, it gets to the point where it's just like, actually, I don't give a crap about any of these objectives anymore, and just kind of leave it. It really matters on the quality of the game and how much I enjoy it and how much time I either want to put into it or have already put into it and can't help myself to do more.
That's fair. I get that.
Fair enough. I mean, open world games just allow for that too. I mean, it's gonna take a long time for them, but it's just like with the 100%ing, you do get to experience everything. It's not like it kind of feels like you have no. No, it feels like you've experienced everything you can. You've made it. You've literally taken as much as you can out of it.
Yeah.
And you know what you do and don't like of it.
Yeah, you can give a good list of pros and cons.
You have a good list of pros and cons about the game, and you can be like, yeah, and like you know exactly. Basically, you're able to see everything on it. You've read the entire book on the game, basically.
And then depending on if it's a Nintendo game or not, you get to have achievements, which just shows like, hey, I did everything that the developer intended. Look at me.
I mean, it's also like, oh, you can do that in the game. I kind of want to go do that.
Yeah.
I didn't know that was possible. Well, I guess I'm gonna go out and try that now.
And then other times is kind of just like, wow, they really want you to do that in the game to get this achievement. I don't really know if it's worth it.
That's how I am with a lot of it, because I'm just like, I don't want to force myself to do something that might make the game feel more annoying to me. I don't know.
But to be honest, it's really awesome sometimes when they do put it in. Like, it's just like, this is cool. I'm surprised that they went through the effort to actually do this and program something that you can do to this extent. Like, wow, I didn't know it was possible that I could, like, spend that much time on minigames in Yakuza.
Boy. Okay, I'm gonna go off on a bit of a tangent for a game that I literally play only to drive on every single road in the game. It's a game called Forza.
Oh,
Yes.
Microsoft.
Yes, I understand how much you hate Microsoft, but listen, just
You hate the Microsoft
Go
gaming.
okay.
Go on.
So, yeah, Forza Horizon, whatever. It doesn't matter which one you're talking about. They're all open world driving games. And so there's an achievement in all the games where you drive on every single road. That is the first achievement I get on every single Forza game when I play them.
That's such a wait.
It's fun, though. It's fun for him.
Why? Just drive your own car.
You get to see numbers go down as you complete it, and at the end you're just like, yes, I did the thing.
I mean, also you get to explore the entire literal map.
Yes. And then maybe I do a couple races, but I usually just go like, yeah, I'm done with the game.
Some of the races in them are really fun, though. I remember when I had to race the train in the previous Forza game, or the freaking amphibian vehicle. Those were freaking amazing.
Yes, being a completionist is like a really, really weird thing. Like, you don't understand why you do things sometimes, but you do it anyway. And have fun. It's so weird.
Having fun. It's a weird feeling.
I know, right?
Like, it puts on the neuron activation in my brain, okay?
Yes. Monkey see action, neurons activate.
Monkey.
Like,
yes.
oh, a number go up.
Ooh.
Big
number go up.
I mean, we are basically just sophisticated monkeys.
No, I mean, we are.
Apes.
That's literally what we are.
Apes.
It's time for this ape to escape.
The city?
Yes. Gotta go fast.
Yes, I had to bring it back to Sonic. Mostly because I did also want to talk about another Sonic open world game that's everyone's least favorite. Sonic 06, which is kind of open world. You can't explore the overworld map for it.
We all played it together.
Yeah, we did, but it seems like we didn't all have the same damn experience.
Because we all played different characters. I think
How is it that I got the best? How is it that I got the best one, Shadow, and I hate it the most?
I don't know.
How does that work?
I don't know, bud.
I'm guessing you didn't find the morbid curiosity of the game. Like,
I did. That's why I played it with you. I wouldn't have played it if not for that morbid curiosity.
No, it's not really like morbid curiosity alone. It's more of like a morbid sensation.
I hate you.
It's weird. It's like experiencing you ever see something so bad that you just have to laugh at it?
Basically.
This conversation?
Basically.
I don't know if this conversation is, but I mean, like, it's watching a car wreck in slow motion. But for Sonic, it's like it's a car wreck
It's just a never-ending car wreck.
Yes, and I enjoyed every single second of it. Even the silver gameplay.
God.
I'm gonna have you know that my brother got like almost all the achievements for Sonic 06.
You are the problem.
He is the storm that is approaching. What do you mean?
It's a sort of madness.
Sort of.
Okay, it is a madness. It's just, how do you explain a madness that a large group of people experience and enjoy? It's just life.
It's like, we all enjoy it. We all enjoy this kind of weird suffering.
Yes. Except for you. You didn't like it.
What gave it away?
Like, we literally gave you the easiest one. Like, I remember when you said you wanted to tag it for Sonic, and I'm like, no.
Bruh,
No,
like,
you don't.
that game is just horrendous.
Yes, and that's what I like about it.
I love Bubsy 3D, and I hated that. I love Bubsy 3D because of how stupid and bad it is. I do like bad games because they're funny to laugh at. Like Big Rigs.
Oh, Big Rigs is hilarious.
Like, I get it. So like I'm not alone. And like I'm not like, no, I get it. But Sonic 06, I didn't find any joy out of its glitches because I was genuinely trying to beat it with you guys, and we were all screaming at it. So
No, the screaming was the fun part about it.
I guess in hindsight, maybe, yeah, sure, but like I disagree. I didn't find it fun.
I'm also going to tell you right now that there's some glitches in the game that you can use to your advantage. And that
sure
I
there
find
are.
hilarious. And then there are some glitches where it just causes random bullshit to happen, and I still
Like in
love
Boom.
those.
Like in Sonic Boom, the pausing glitch that you can literally just fly
The
forever
Knuckles
with Knuckles.
Infinite, yeah, Knuckles Infinite Fly.
Yes. The
All
Sonic
right,
speedrun thing.
we're getting a little off topic.
I mean, Sonic Boom is kind of an open world game.
We're not going to talk about Sonic Boom.
I was talking about mostly Sonic 06, where you actually could explore several different maps.
Don't worry.
Explore
For
the city there.
the holiday week, we're gonna do a few podcasts during the holiday week. Short podcasts,
We'll make them short. Short.
Dedicated to our individual favorite genres, games, franchise, whatever. They'll
You
be
guys
like,
need to hear me talk about Pokemon again.
Yeah.
well, they'll be maybe like 45 to an hour long. We might do them all in one day and just release them over different days.
Something like that.
Because I don't think we're all free every day. At least I know I'm not. So
I mean, I become more free because no more class. But
yeah, I know, but I work.
Yeah.
understandable.
And working during the holidays is
Bitch.
yeah, hell on earth.
It's a bitch. But we'll do maybe 2 or 3 recording sessions of like 2.5 hour stuff, and we'll just do different topics, and Joey, you'll split it up.
Yeah. And yeah, giving me all the editing work. It's not like
Well, it's all
It's
on
not like
your
you-
end.
yeah, it is.
Unless you want to like send to us and be like,
You signed up for this.
I did.
Whoa.
Yes.
Do we want to cut it? Are we cutting off here? Is this the
No,
end?
we're not done. We're gonna take a break.
We went off on a big tangent here, but yeah, let's take a break.
We're gonna take a break, but we're not done. We still have like another hour stuff to do.
Yeah,
It's only been like an hour and a half.
That's why I was like, whoa, what's going on?
Nah, I just listen, man. We stick to the topic for the most part of the video, but we can derail it a bit if we want. It's our podcast. We can do whatever hell we want.
Yeah, and I'm the one who signed up to this. I can complain as much as I want.
Exactly.
Fuck your opinion.
I don't have to release any of this stuff.
But I still am. It's fun.
Of course.
And yeah, like with games and everything else, there are things that are annoying about the fun parts. Or the fun things. You know what I'm saying.
Yeah, some of my favorite games are some of the most flawed things in my life. Because, like, there has not been one game that I've played where I haven't, at one point while playing it, been like, this is the worst thing I've ever done in my life. That is something along those lines that I say almost every game I play, regardless of how much I love it. Twilight Princess, Legends of Zelda Twilight Princess, is my favorite Zelda game and my favorite game ever made. And that game pisses me off sometimes so bad. Like the fire carriage part, like where you have to try to keep it from like exploding in fire and whatnot. Like it's infuriating and it doesn't make sense. But the game as a whole is such a perfect mesh of things that are great, things that aren't so great, things that have led to things that are great in Zelda's future, and some things that are just bad. Which I feel like every great game needs to have something that's bad in it.
You got to take the bad with the good. Breath of the Wild had the what some people considered bad, the weapon mechanics. With
I consider it bad. I think it's terrible.
Yes, but you still enjoyed the game, right?
I think it's one of the best games I've ever played.
Yeah.
Every great game has a big flaw, and I feel like that's a great thing because it means those great games can evolve into even better games. You can't have a great game without some sort of flaw. There is no such thing as a perfect game, in my opinion, anyway. Even games that are meant to be bad, made to be you're the only one at fault, like Minecraft. How could a game like Minecraft have any flaw? Well, the flaw of Minecraft, there's no direction. And that's part of what it's supposed to be, you know? But
Yeah.
like
Minecraft is open world game.
Minecraft is an open world game as it's a sandbox, so, you know. But like you get what I'm saying. Like there are flaws to every game. And now technically Minecraft is never released because it's always updating. So technically, you know, whatever.
Games as a service, which is different. If you want to put it that way, technically Anthem never released. Which it most assuredly did. Unfortunately.
Wow.
Yeah.
Are you going to defend Anthem?
No.
No, I never said I was. I was
okay.
just saying wow.
I was about to,
wow
I was
doesn't
about to
mean
say,
I'm defending a thing. I'm just saying wow is just like wow. Wow.
didn't
You
expect
said
us to
that.
say that.
I mean, the thing is, I did enjoy the flying. The only thing is, there's
That was
more
the only
enjoy.
good thing.
Yeah, that was like the one of the only good things. And even then, there are games that have better flying.
That's why I think never mind. I was gonna say that's why
At
I
this time
think
you're being a dead horse. At this point you're being a dead horse.
Listen, I'm gonna beat this dead horse till it's a pulp and it comes back to life, so I can beat it again. Like one of Microsoft's 3 really only selling points, which is like Gears, Forza, and obviously Halo, because like most of their other games, they don't have any real exclusives that are good aside from those 3 for the most part that stay.
To be honest,
and most of their other like software library is on other franchises. So I'm gonna stick to those big 3. Forza, it's fine. It's a racing game. It's whatever. It's good. It's good because it's whatever. It's not hard to make a racing game. But there are other, I would argue, better racing games out there. So like it would just fall by the wayside. And Gears, okay, fine. Gears is great. I'll even admit it. But like there are things that are similar that would just. That's why I'm saying if Halo didn't exist, Microsoft would not be a game company anymore. They wouldn't have succeeded. Do you really think if Halo hadn't come
I
out,
feel like they have enough money that they could have just dumped it on
yes,
games.
but that's different from being successful.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think genuinely, not just to disagree with me and for the content of the podcast, this is where like a lot of our stuff really started. Do you genuinely think Microsoft and Xbox would be successful if it not for Halo? Genuinely. And if you do, explain.
I believe they would have came up with something else.
Okay, but say that they didn't. All right, like I
then
get
that's
that.
just not a fair scenario.
I'm saying Xbox without Halo. Assuming everything
it's
else
hard
has
to
happened.
imagine. It's hard to imagine.
Everything else
yes.
went the way that it did. Assuming everything else went the way that it did in the like softwares and whatnot came out, and Halo was just excluded and didn't come out. Do you think that they would still be successful?
Realistic.
I don't care if it's real. This is all hypothetical anyway.
If it's hypothetical, then in that hypothetical, another game exactly like Halo exists, or something that it completes a completely.
I didn't want it to come into something like this. I just made something very simple. Do you think that Microsoft as a Xbox as a gaming company, the first Xbox when it came out without Halo, do you really think it would have succeeded?
Possibly.
Some others.
I'm not looking for a possibly. I'm looking for a yes or a no.
That's not how the
Okay,
world
so it was
works.
the first one went online, and also the first one that actually had chat features.
That's
and
an
actual,
argument.
Like,
There you go.
yes,
That's an argument to be
there.
made.
So yes, I do believe it would because it's the one that basically inspired all those other things.
Okay, I can
You would
argue.
not
I can
have
argue with that.
online
That's
chat
fine.
without
That's fine.
Xbox.
This is
We
going to be
wouldn't
one of
have
our
online
podcasts. This is going to be one
services
of our short
without it.
ones. We're going to have the Microsoft debate as one of our short week holiday podcasts. It's going to be the Microsoft debate. That's going to be the title of the video. It's going to be me
And
versus
also,
you.
if it didn't have Halo, it would have dumped money into another franchise
but
that
that's
would have
not.
helped it out.
That is not a measure of success. They
Yes,
do
it
that
would
anyway.
be because it probably would have made another successful
No, it
game.
would not have.
Are you sure
That's
about that?
unfair. That's unfair.
Dumping
Considering it's
money
the
does
company
not
that has
equal
that.
success.
They dump money.
Microsoft would have been successful in that regard just because Microsoft as itself is a successful company. That they
I'm
could have just
saying-
forced it through in the gaming company, but Nintendo can't just go and make
I'm not
laptops.
saying force it. I'm saying they would put a lot of resources in order to make it good.
I'm pretty sure if Nintendo made
Why haven't
laptops,
they done
Like
that
they
for
did
every
for
game that they have?
Halo. Like they did that for Halo. Because some are just not successful or worth their time.
We're okay. We're taking a break.
yeah, good.
Let's take a break.
Also,
We'll
I'm gonna
save
put
this
it
for
on.
the-
I'm gonna put it
Oh.
on file that if Nintendo made a laptop, I would kind of be morbidly curious as to what
I
it
would be, but like that's my point. No, we're taking a break.
Okay,
We're done. We're taking a break.
Let's take
we're
a
not
break
done.
because
We're just taking a break.
We're not done, but we're taking a
off
break.
topic, and we're talking about Microsoft, and it's not exactly what the original conversation was about.
Okay, we'll come back after the break. See you guys.
Hello, guys. Welcome back to the Gameroom Discourse. So you know how we said we were going to take a break? Yeah. So we said that at around, an hour ago, and we didn't take a break.
An hour ago,
we
our
just
time.
We spent about the last 50 minutes of the last hour heated arguing about Microsoft and why I dislike Microsoft and why I'm wrong about certain things and Microsoft. And it got real heated. A lot of our voices are sore. And it's the holidays, so we're gonna wrap this one up. It's gonna be short, but we're gonna do about 5 short, maybe a little more than an hour long podcasts over the course of the holiday week of the Christmas week. We're gonna release them all throughout then. One is going to be the heated Microsoft debate. You guys will get to hear it. Trust me, you'll get to hear it. We're gonna do one for Joey about
Nintendo, because yes, while there are some bad things about Microsoft, I have quite a few bad things to talk about Nintendo with.
and I can't wait because I already know some of them because Nintendo does have a lot of flaws in their brand.
Oh, a lot of them.
Not a lot in their physical games. I do think they are the most consistent in quality in their games, but aside from that, they do have a lot of flaws.
Yeah.
And then we're going to do an entire Pokemon podcast for about an hour and a half and a Zelda podcast for an hour and a half, alongside our weekly podcast, which will be next week, which will be short like this one, but it'll be a broad topic. So yeah, from now till about Christmas, you're gonna have 5 podcasts that come out. So look forward to it. We're looking forward to it. We're not sure if we're gonna do the Microsoft one and release it first or release it last. But you guys will get to hear it. You'll get to hear the heat. It got heated. It got pretty heated.
It really did.
My voice hurts. But that's the thing about having close friends like this. You can get into heated debates like that about things you're passionate about. You still come out on the other end as good friends. So
Yes, arms around the shoulder, maybe a little bit tighter, but still around the
maybe
shoulder.
a little tighter.
Later.
Maybe a little tighter. You might not invite that friend to that year's Christmas party, but is what it is.
Christmas parties are just family anyway, so.
Yeah. They might not get a piece of fruitcake.
I don't like fruitcake.
Oh, wait, I don't want
No, they'll get an extra piece
Good.
of fruitcake.
There you go. Look at the extra piece. I was gonna say because I dislike it too, so that's why I was like,
I
"Alright, cool."
insist that you take the fruitcake home, dear sir.
I
Please.
insist
Please,
You cannot
I
leave my house.
insist.
Please, I insist. You must take
Do
the
not
fruit.
let it. Don't let it go to waste.
Exactly.
Oh, that would get me there. That would be the one to get me. Like, don't let it go to waste. I'm like, fine.
Got me with this. I don't like food waste. Dang it.
I'll eat it. I'll force it. I'll do it. Fine.
Children in Africa could have eaten this fruitcake.
I should have never come here.
Should have never come here.
Holidays.
But yeah, so we're gonna have a lot of fun. Don't worry. It was heated, but we're all good. It's all fine. It's just a gaming company at the end of the day.
Yes.
so-
It's literally just a hobby. It
Exactly.
doesn't mean much.
Yeah, exactly.
It means much to us, like with our
yeah.
emotions, but in reality,
We can
it
come.
doesn't.
We can come out of it.
We're
We
not
can
gonna
come
do
out
it.
of it. Yeah, exactly.
That's how heated it got. You
guys have no idea.
We're saying that like we're just gonna destroy a friendship or something. They're like, what?
It got to the point where I had to actually silence them in a way that I actually apologized mid-argument afterwards, because I was like, you guys, I'm screaming like, shut up, like let me, like it got bad.
I mean, it's kind of expected because some of us have a tendency to interrupt other people when we're talking.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm saying all of us
we
have
do.
at least some tendency.
Oh, we all, yeah, of course, myself included. And it just it's weird because I do it. I don't like that I do it, and I've definitely gotten better at it. I mean, you guys have known me now for 4 years. I've definitely gotten a lot better at it. But you know, I still do it, but I hate it when it's done to me. It's it is what it is. But we're all good friends. It doesn't hurt us, but that's just how heated it got. So you're gonna have fun with that one. Look forward to it. It is going to literally just be called the Microsoft debate. But that's going to be all for tonight's podcast. We did cover most of what we wanted.
Yeah.
Most of the awards, everything that came out. So.
Yeah.
Go on, Joey. Sorry.
I was going to say,
Joey.
most of the games that came out recently, other open world games, if you go back further, it either doesn't exist if you go really far back, or it's literally just empty because the console couldn't handle it.
Yeah, honestly.
Or maybe we didn't play it.
Yeah, I mean, hit us up in the comments if there was an open world game from real long ago that we just either completely missed or just didn't think about. You know,
didn't say or forgot to say.
Yeah, because I know that the one would probably be like GTA 5.
Yeah,
but
got other stuff.
Yeah.
But that's gonna do it for me. I'm Mike.
James.
I'm Joey.
And that was the Gameroom Discourse podcast for this week.
Thank you for listening.
Sorry, it's a little short.
Thank you for listening.
Yes, thank you for coming by and listening to our sweet voices as Mike talks on his Mike, James talks on his James, and I talk on my Joey.
Shut up.
Get the fuck out of here.
I had to end it on a meme.
End of podcast.
Yes, best ending. 10 out of 10.